Thank you. Thanks, Johannes. I did not expect to get tested on my marathon running just now. Well, I'm Tarek, and funny enough, I just found out my name means nomad. So, welcome to the Tarek cruise. Sorry, Johannes. Right here, right now, as you cross the ocean together, each of you is on your own personal journey, facing your fears and going after your dreams. And that's what I love most about our community. You are the everyday heroes who've inspired me to face my own fears and to go after my own dreams, to explore 100 countries to fuel my soul, to run 25 marathons to challenge my body, and to create a social enterprise to expand my mind as well as my heart. One serendipitous moment on a rainy summer day, walking through the bustling streets of New York City changed my life forever. That unforgettable day, I was walking through the East Village from my gym to my flat, and I got lost. Not literally lost, but lost in thought. And I felt lost. See, I felt trapped, stuck, living the typical daily grind of the corporate rat race. My energy was focused on work that didn't matter. And I dreamed of a life that mattered. I wanted to feel alive. Then suddenly, I see a woman crossing the street, struggling to move her boxes, and I run up and I ask, "Can I give you a hand?" "Yes, please, thank you," she said with a big smile. "Where are you going?" "2 blocks that way, to ship all my stuff to my parents' home. See, I got tired of the corporate world and I went to go see the actual world. And now that I completed my first dream of exploring 100 countries, I'm now going after my second dream to create a social enterprise." I thought to myself, what? This was my dream life. Chrissy's social enterprise grew out of a simple desire to find out what love means to people around the world, and how despite our history, love unites us all. She pays it forward by empowering artisans around the world. Her original product is this cool, beautiful love bracelet. And later that day, I sent Chrissy an email and I said, "I'm the guy you randomly met." I don't believe it was random anymore. I believe it was serendipity. Sometimes I get inspired by the legendary heroes, but what really inspires me are the everyday heroes, like Chrissy and like you. See, I believe we're all connected. And by sharing our life lessons, our fears, our dreams, that we can help one another live the lives we imagined and be the best versions of ourselves. But first, 2 cautions. Number 1, "Kindly let me help you, or you will drown," said the monkey, putting the fish safely up the tree. We're all different animals, especially on this cruise, right? Where my pigs at? The point here is we're all different, and I hope that some of what I have to say will be useful for some of you, but listen, if you're a fish, I am not asking you to climb my tree. And caution number 2, I don't pretend to be some sort of Zen master. I'm figuring out life second by second. Just last week, I was very humbled. Crossing the ocean the other way from Colombia, I arrived to Barcelona airport, and 5 minutes after being welcomed to Europe, I looked down at my not bag, missing, for the first time of my life. Who here knows what that feels like to have a bag or wallet lost stolen? Sucks, right? Yeah. But the funny thing is that I was rehearsing this talk when it happened, and I was spitting out pearls of wisdom, like you grow through your struggles and lose your attachments. I think I said it a little too loudly. And, I played the victim, then I felt like a hypocrite, woke up the next day, and I'm trying to embrace my lone life lessons, but I'm still working at it, so bear with me. And the moral of the story is, your stuff will come and go, but your mind, body, and soul take care of it, because that's what you'll take to the end. And who knows, maybe after, and hopefully you won't come back in the next life as a pig. Okay, my life back in New York. Why was I so unhappy? On the surface, I could have convinced myself I had it all. Food and shelter? Check. Safety? Check. Love and belonging? No wife or kids, but I had a loving family. My mom, my dad, my sister, and their amazing boys. I had many loving friends. My self-esteem came from working at top organizations that paid me more than I needed. And I thought I was on a path towards self-actualization. So, if everything was so fine, why did I party too much? Don't laugh. The ladies loved it, I swear. Why did I drink too much? That's actually real beer. Why did I smoke too much? For 23 years. Why did I eat too much and not take care of my body? Why did I work too much and care too much about work that didn't care about me? See, these bad habits were symptoms of my unhappiness surfacing from deep within. Turns out I didn't have it all. I didn't feel the love I desired. I didn't feel like I belonged to a like-minded community. I didn't get the esteem from work because I just didn't care about my work. And I had no clue what self-actualization was. So I knew I wasn't happy, but I didn't know what to do about it. All I knew is that I wanted to feel alive. But when did I feel most alive? Ironically, it was when I felt like I just might die. When I was born, the day I entered this world, I was born 7 weeks early, weighing only 1.9 kilograms. And the doctor told my parents there was a real chance that I was going to die. When I was 13, I discovered I had a bone cyst. And the doctor said there's a real chance I'd never run again. And sports were my life. When I was 14, I asked my dream girl to the prom. She said yes. I fell in love for the first time. Then, eventually, I had my heart broken for the first time. When I was 16, I delivered 5 secret gifts to my 5 closest female friends on a snowy Christmas day. On my way home, I crashed my car and nearly drove myself off a cliff. And on 9/11, I was actually supposed to fly that day from the same airport that 2 of the hijacked planes took off from. And thousands of people in my city died. Just a few months later, I lost my dream job at Arthur Andersen in the biggest corporate scandal of our lifetime. When I was 27, I lost my dream job again, this time at Goldman Sachs, in the biggest market crash of our lifetime. When I was 31, my mom had to evacuate Egypt after escaping the scary revolution. And then within 6 weeks, my sister and her boys had to evacuate Japan after surviving the deadly tsunami. The fear of losing my family made me feel like I might die. And then when I was 33, I suddenly lost my cousin Sama, who I spent my childhood summers with. It hit me hard that one day I'm gonna die too. Just a few months later, Hurricane Sandy hit New York City, causing hundreds of deaths and an ominous blackout for days. See, the combination of my cousin's death and this deadly storm woke me up. And just 2 weeks later, I ran my first marathon. And the combination of that marathon and seeing Chrissy's dream life made me feel that maybe I can live my dream life too. You won't wake up till you feel like you've paid a price. If you feel like it, you can close your eyes for a moment or just think about this. But how did you feel through your own moments of struggle, whether it was a broken heart, broken dream, a near-death experience, losing a loved one? It's tough. But I believe we grow through what we go through. This is about waking up and realizing that we grow not despite the pain, but we grow because of the pain. These moments of suffering help us wake up. And see, death and pain, they make us wake up and feel alive. Because, to be honest with you, I really don't think I'm all that afraid of dying anymore. What I fear most is not living the life I imagined. And so, I embarked on a journey around the world, not just to find myself, but to create myself. And I knew to create myself, I needed to change myself. And change is hard. It requires taking risks. So, exactly a year ago, just after Nomad Cruise 5, I was so motivated by all you fascinating people, and I just wished for an opportunity to take my life to the next level. And then, an opportunity appeared. The Bali Hope Ultra. The moment I saw it, I felt butterflies in my stomach. You know that feeling? It was to be the first ever ultramarathon in Bali. From coast to coast, from Lavina to Canggu, for 84 kilometers. This would be the hardest race of my life. I had my doubts. Should I go for it? I remember when I was so afraid to leave my corporate life. I was afraid I would regret it, but I didn't. Instead, my new life helped me grow in ways I never imagined. I was afraid I'd disappoint my family, but I didn't. And actually, it brought us closer together. I was afraid I'd lose my friends, but I didn't. And I made so many beautiful new friends. I was afraid I'd fail at my first marathon, but I didn't. And my new life of running has helped me grow in ways I'll cherish forever. I remember the lesson: only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. I craved a life of purpose. And I felt the most purpose when I gave back. The purpose of the Bali Hope Ultra was to raise 100,000 Australian dollars to put 100 disadvantaged Balinese kids through school. And I love the idea of giving back to a community that has given so much to me. See, I always felt like I won the birth lottery. Born into a family that can afford a good education and a country full of opportunity. But still, I wondered, should I go for it? I remember the time I was afraid to volunteer in Kenya. This would be the first time I've ever been to sub-Saharan Africa, and I'd be committing to a 4-month project exposing me to the poorest slums in the world. But in the end, this experience opened my eyes and opened my heart in ways I didn't know was possible. I remember when I was afraid to volunteer in Zambia to help build homes for orphans. In the end, I felt a sense of purpose that I've only felt from lifting other people's spirits. I remember the lesson, we rise by lifting others. I wanted to discover myself, but first I knew I needed to lose myself. The old me believed that the Bali Hope Ultra would have been way out of my league. But I knew I needed to lose those self-limiting beliefs and those attachments to my old identity. I knew that my true self were not my thoughts, but rather the silent observer deep within of those thoughts. But still, I wondered, should I go for it? I remember my very last day before I left on my journey. I ran the hardest race of my life, a double marathon around San Francisco twice. And the very next day, I began my journey at the Taj Mahal. Then, I did the craziest thing of my life. I drove a rickshaw across India from top to bottom for 4,000 kilometers. And that damn thing broke down 20 times. And I lost myself. I got lost like a gazillion times. But guess what else I lost? I lost many attachments and self-limiting beliefs. I lost many assumptions about myself, about life, about India, about the whole world. I lost myself hiking solo in Nepal. I lost myself meditating in Myanmar. Climbing the mountains of Madagascar. Making friends in Ethiopia. Swimming in the waterfalls of Zambia. Exploring the untouched kingdom of Bhutan. Driving solo through Lesotho. Running my 25th marathon in Colombia just a couple months ago. And in 4 days, I will get lost in my 100th country. Who else is excited for Cape Verde? I remember the lesson. You may have to lose who you were to find out who you are. I wanted to grow, and I knew to do this, I needed to chase inspiration. The Bali Hope Ultra was born from a single thought. One day, Duncan, who leads a charity, was sitting in a cafe when he overheard Tom mentioning that he was wanting to run for a cause. One thing led to another, and the Bali Hope Ultra was born from a little inspiration and a single thought. I was encouraged by these everyday heroes, but still, I had my doubts. Should I go for it? I remember when I chased inspiration in Nepal. I trekked to Everest Base Camp and ran the highest marathon in the world. Also, I went without internet offline for a full month, and for a busy New Yorker, that was equally as challenging and equally as rewarding. Everything about the experience was motivating. From the scenic atmosphere, to the resilient Sherpas, to the determined runners. One of them, Daisy, she told me she had just run 12 marathons in 12 months. I remember telling her, "You're insane, girl." And she just responded with a very humble smile and said, "Oh, you totally can do it too." I laughed at the thought. Then, fast forward, I ended up running 16 marathons in 16 months, through 13 different countries. And I thank her so much for teaching me that with a little inspiration and a single thought, anything is possible. I chased inspiration at events like the Nomad cruise and Mind Valley, where I'd find everyday heroes like Captain Johannes and the amazing Gordy. If it wasn't for these two amazing souls, none of us would be here right now. Let's show our appreciation for Johannes, Gordy, and the whole Nomad cruise team for giving us a journey of a lifetime. Thank you. And at events like this, at a startup weekend in Bali, where I met incredible people, and where I bumped into Chrissy. Remember Chrissy? The same Chrissy whose social enterprise created this amazing bracelet and whose inspiration changed my life forever. I remember the lesson. Surround yourself with the people who reflect who you want to be and how you want to feel, because energies are contagious. All my life, I craved moral courage. I wanted to be able to tell the world what I believe in. The public fundraising effort of the Bali Hope Ultra, for me personally, was equally as challenging as the run itself because of my old fear of putting myself out there. And so I wondered, should I go for it? I remember the time that I told the world my 3 big goals before turning 40 with 1,000 days. Now, I only have 165 days left, and I think I'm on track. And I believe this made all the difference. This declaration didn't just give me accountability, it gave me the much needed love and support. And so, I reflected on these lessons and finally built up the courage to go for it. And I signed up for the Bali Hope Ultra. And I told the world, through my advocacy efforts, my community generously donated over $6,000, enough to forever change the lives of 6 Balinese kids. I remember the lesson. Your need for acceptance can make you invisible in this world, so risk being seen in all of your glory. To be honest, I had no idea what faith meant to me, but I admired those who trusted the universe. When I registered for the Bali Hope Ultra, I committed to the steep $3,000 entry fee. That's more than I spent on anything I've ever bought in my life. And unexpectedly, I found a deposit in my bank account of the exact same amount almost immediately. What? Was this a sign from the universe? The day before the race, we got to play with the school kids. And you probably won't believe me from the smile here, but that morning, I woke up devastated. It was the sickest I've felt in years. As I stood there in the hospital, my victim mentality wondered, why me? Why now? One day before the biggest run of my life, and for the first time ever, I felt like all eyes were on me. I feared that my confidence would never rebound from such a big dream like this and failing at it. Something that took so much time and money and sweat and heart and faith. Faith. What is faith? It means so many things to so many people. And just a year ago, I had a personal breakthrough in uncovering what faith means to me. And around that time, I stumbled upon a quote that resonated so much with me, it felt like it was permanently carved in my mind ever since. One had to believe in order to see it, rather than the other way around. It's so short and simple, but yet it lit my mind like a light switch. As I stood there in the hospital, my victim mentality wondered, why is the universe conspiring against me? I looked for a sign, anything that helped me regain my faith, that would make me feel like maybe, just maybe, everything was going to be all right. And then I saw a sign. My name on the door, Tarek. What? Was this a sign from the universe? I scanned the room, looking for more clues. I see only one thing in English, a woman wearing a black shirt with white writing. As I inched closer, it felt like I was about to open a fortune cookie. Then I read, I'll see it when I believe it. The same quote that helped me regain my faith. What? Was this a sign from the universe? Suddenly, my victim mentality disappeared. And I chose to believe that everything was going to be all right. The version of me that's the best version of me replaced my victim mentality, and I felt grateful. Grateful that I already achieved the more important goal, helping kids get an education. Grateful that I already ended up doing the most important thing, which is having my caring community support me in this cause. And knowing that they're gonna love me no matter what, especially if I run a race or not. And grateful that I finally feel I'm becoming aware of what truly matters to me. As I waited in my hotel room for the hospital results that would determine my fate, I surrendered. I surrendered to the notion that what will happen, and that all I can do is just keep the faith and believe that everything will be all right if I choose to perceive it that way. So I look around my room and I see an unopened gift bag from the Bali Hope Ultra team that I've been carrying around for a week. To pass the time, I pick it up and I pull the string and I watch all the goodies fall out. Chrissy's love bracelet. The same Chrissy who I bumped into 6 years earlier in the streets of New York. The same Chrissy who inspired me to change my life. What? Was this a sign from the universe? Who knows? But I chose to believe. that at my lowest moment, the universe was sending me love. I learned, I'll see it when I believe it. And here's what happened just a couple hours later. I am in Bali with the rest of the team, and in about 29 hours or so, we're about to take off on a 84-kilometer ultra marathon in support of raising 100,000 Australian dollars to put 100 Balinese children through primary school. Bali has given so much to me, both from community and from making me feel more inspired, that I thought, what better place on this planet to give back to what has given so much to me. I was blessed into a beautiful family that can afford a good education, as well into a country that gave me a lot of opportunity. So as I've been traveling around the world and getting exposed to people that are less fortunate than I have been, I feel it as an obligation to try to give back.
Thank you for
It's race day, baby! I can't believe there's only 5 hours to go. Everyone is super enthused, and especially coming off of the day yesterday playing with the kids that we're supporting. So I'm so honored to be with this group, and thank you for making this happen, guys.
Can I get a ride?
No! Please, can I get an Uber? Maybe an Uber? Is this the finish line?
Right. What can we get for you? So the next stop will be the...
I need an energy booster!
Yeah! Woo!
Oh!
Next stop's the hotel. Next stop's the hotel.
Let's do it, ready? Yeah! I feel supercharged and super energized because just knowing that the community is behind me and all my donors and friends and family, I feel like they're running with me. So thank you. It's time for my exit, my smooth exit. Slow motion?
Well, you're running towards Mary.
I am feeling good. I was trying to get it just under 14 hours. I think I made it by 2 minutes. So I sprinted the last part. A dream come true. Thanks to everyone for your support. My donors, my friends, my family. It means so much. I felt like you were all running with me. Thank you.
Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you. In many ways, my 14-hour journey across Bali is symbolic of my 1,000-day journey chasing down my dreams. While running all night through the dark, I struggled. But then, the most spectacular sunrise of my life awakened my spirit. And I've been struggling to create a social enterprise. But right now, like the sunrise, all of you are awakening my spirit. And so after chasing down 2 dreams, I have one big one to go. And for the first time, I'm announcing Nomads Giving Back. The vision is to inspire nomads to give back to the communities that we call home away from home. I'm just starting, so if this resonates with you, I would love to chat. See, the times that I gave back, whether it was volunteering, advocacy, or fundraising, are without doubt the most meaningful moments of my life. And nothing would make me happier than to create opportunities for all of you to inspire yourselves and to inspire the world. When I began my journey, I had no idea where this new roller coaster of a life would take me to unexpected adventures and life-changing experiences that would provoke a few lower lows, yet countless more higher highs. That would make a few memories when I felt like I just might die, but so many more where I never felt more alive. I still don't know what's to come, but I do know I never will. And I'm learning to embrace that uncertainty, recognizing that the unknown is what makes a life worth living for. What I do know is that I'm increasingly thankful for so much, especially the love of my family and my friends, that I will live my life with intention, that I aspire to open and expand my mind, to cherish and challenge my body, and to nourish and inspire my soul. These are the lessons, the guiding principles that I choose to live my life by. And all of you are on your own journeys and have learned your own lessons. Look around this room at all you inspiring everyday heroes. Imagine the possibilities. Let's help one another. Let's live the lives we imagined. And remember, your life is a vast, glowing page, and you can do anything you want. Thank you.